We made the big jump from Windows to macOS after using it for a decade. The Apple hardware is incredibly impressive, but losing our go-to desktop workflows felt like a major roadblock. We missed the seamless window management, deep custom file systems, and quick clipboard shortcuts that made our daily work effortless. To fix that, we spent months testing different apps to recreate the Windows features we relied on every day. And we finally found apps that made our Mac feel just as productive as our old PC. If you're planning to switch, or you've already switched and something still feels missing, these are the tools we'd recommend. The first thing we wanted to fix was Mac's clipboard. On Windows, we could easily open a history of everything we'd copied throughout the day. On Mac, you're limited to just one copied item at a time, which becomes frustrating when you're juggling links, text, and images for a project. To solve that, we started using OneTap. It works as a clipboard manager and brings that missing Windows feature back to Mac. It's become one of those tools we use constantly. For example, while writing an email, we can copy a paragraph, grab a website link, and save an image without worrying about losing anything. When it's time to paste, we simply open OneTap and select exactly what we need. No more switching between browser tabs or copying the same thing over and over again. It keeps everything organized and saves us a surprising amount of time. The next feature we missed was Windows Snap Assist. Even though Apple has added basic window tiling, it still isn't as smooth as Windows. On Windows, when you snap one window to the side of your screen, it automatically shows thumbnails of your other open apps so you can fill the remaining space with a single click. It's a small feature that makes multitasking much faster. After trying several utilities, we landed on One Piece. It's packed with customization options, but its window management is what sold us. Whenever we drag a window to either side of the screen, it immediately shows previews of our remaining apps. We simply click one, and it fills the other half of the display. There is a slight learning curve because the thumbnails appear a little differently than on Windows, but after a day or two, it feels completely natural. Beyond window snapping, One Piece also lets us customize right-click menus, create mouse shortcuts, assign QuickTime hotkeys, and even configure hot corners. If you enjoyed tweaking your desktop, there's a lot to explore here. If all those extra settings sound like overkill, there's another option we actually ended up liking just as much. Sidebar keeps the native Mac experience intact while adding Windows-style snapping. Instead of replacing Apple's Windows system, it builds directly on top of it. That means you still get Apple's smooth animations while gaining a much better multitasking experience. Whenever we snap a window to the side, Sidebar immediately displays previews of our other open apps, making it feel almost identical to Windows Snap Assist. The best part is its simplicity. Unlike One Piece, there aren't dozens of menus to configure. You install it, and it just works. Interestingly, we originally downloaded Sidebar as a replacement for the Mac dock. Later, we discovered its excellent window management features, which ended up solving another problem we ran into with our next app. One of the biggest upgrades we made was replacing Finder with QSpace Pro. That might sound a little extreme, but Finder started feeling limiting once we began managing larger editing projects. Organizing multiple drives, folders, and active projects simply wasn't as efficient as we wanted. QSpace Pro gives us much more control. We created a custom sidebar with color-coded folders and shortcuts that make moving between projects much faster. Our setup is fairly simple, but if you prefer a more advanced workspace, the app also supports multiple panes and highly customizable layouts. It also includes several features we now use every day. For example, dragging files between external drives can automatically move them instead of copying them. To make it blend in with macOS, we even changed its icon to match Finder. Since Apple doesn't let you remove the original Finder icon from the dock, we used Sidebar to hide it, keeping everything looking clean and native. Once we had our Mac workflow sorted out, the next challenge was moving files between our Android phones and our Mac. We have all struggled with web uploaders that time out or limit our file sizes just when we are in a hurry. That is where a wonderful tool called Blip comes into the picture to change the whole game for us. It acts like a global version of AirDrop, establishing a direct end-to-end encrypted tunnel between your Mac and any other device. Because it transfers data directly without uploading to a third-party cloud server, we never have to worry about running out of storage or hitting a strict size limit. Whether we are trying to share a small photo or a massive 99-terabyte archive folder, this native app handles it beautifully. It is fully optimized to use every bit of our local internet speed, and it even resumes our progress automatically if the network drops out. For anyone who creates videos, handles massive audio sessions, or just shares documents daily, this lightweight tool saves a massive amount of time. File transfers were finally easy, but sharing text between our phone and Mac was still another story. That's where ClipSync came in. After a quick setup and device pairing, it quietly runs in the background and keeps the clipboard synced between both devices. Copy text on your Mac, and it's instantly available on your Android phone. Our favorite feature is its automatic verification code detection. Whenever a login code arrives by text message, ClipSync copies it directly to the Mac clipboard. Instead of picking up the phone every time we log into a website, we simply paste the code into the browser and keep working. Moving from Windows to Mac doesn't mean you have to give up the features that made your workflow fast. With the right apps, you can bring back clipboard history, better window management, advanced file organization, and seamless syncing between your Mac and Android devices. If you're making the switch or you've already switched and something still feels missing, these tools are absolutely worth trying. They made our transition far smoother, and we honestly wouldn't want to use our Mac without them now.